This is the final video in the clearance series. The series so far has been purely technical. The Simulink autopilot and radar pipeline, the model-based design breakdown, the network architecture, and the C++ breakdown. All those videos are linked in the top right corner, and every repo is in the description below. This one, however, will be different. Clearance is an ATC training simulator and air defense trainer. 2 roles, 1 operator working through the tower in VR, and 1 instructor at the desktop station injecting scenarios, controlling the sector, and scoring the session. This is the same architecture as a real synthetic environment training system. However, it's built entirely solo and on a portfolio budget. So instead of walking through the code, you can watch the videos linked for that. I'll be playing the whole thing end to end, every session mode, every role, and a 2-machine LAN showcase. Okay, that's enough of that, and let's dive right in. Let's start off with the instructor role. And so, the instructor station. At the very top, you've got the scenario, the session timer, the scenario timer, and the operator score and efficiency rating. The scenario and scenario timer currently show no scenario and zeros because 1 isn't loaded. To the right of that, you've got the session workflow buttons. Here, the instructor can pause or resume a session. Save a checkpoint by typing in a name and clicking on save. The instructor then selects this from the dropdown and clicks on load. They can also delete this checkpoint from the dropdown and delete. This is useful because the instructor can craft a scenario and inject the operator into that scenario as many times as they'd like. The instructor can also speed up or slow down the session through the multiplier buttons. And now, underneath all of this, on the very left, you've got the aircraft and the aircraft rows. The big number 10 shows the aircrafts in the sector, the amount of aircraft in the sector, and the max aircraft slider to the right can be used by the instructor to control the maximum amount of aircrafts that can be spawned into the sector. To the very left of each aircraft row, there's the classification symbology using MIL standard 2525 Charlie affiliation. And then you've got the aircraft call signs, the flight levels, the speed in knots, the heading in degrees, and then the emergency label, squawk code, and timer until catastrophic failure. And then you've got the federate ownership labels. Because all of these aircrafts are owned by this federate and this instructor station, you only see an own label. Underneath this, the event log shows a transcript of all events happening in the simulation. In the middle, you've got the instructor's scope. This is the absolute truth of the simulation state and what's occurring in the simulation. From here, the instructor can show a full data blocks data set of each aircraft, or the minimal view, and also view the operator scope and see the more distorted image and scope of what the operator actually sees. And then there's the coverage button. This shows the coverage area of each radar site. Underneath all this, you've got the replay buttons. Here, the instructor can watch a replay of the session and how the session transpired. Skip to certain timeframes. Slow the replay down. Or speed the replay up. This also happens in a live state. So the operator is actually watching this replay occur in front of them. This is particularly useful for when the instructor is trying to teach the operator what went wrong and how to improve. On the very right, you've got the instructor's controls. Here, the instructor selects an aircraft. So, for example, Emirates 122, and that comes up as the target. And from the emergency section, the instructor can inject an emergency on this aircraft. Mayday, comms failure, hijack, fuel emergency. And as you can see, the scrub bar on the very right, showing 5 minutes by default, the instructor can inject a certain time before catastrophic failure through this scrub bar. So the instructor is allowing the operator a certain amount of time that they have to resolve this emergency by. We'll do 20 minutes as an example. And as you can see on the aircraft row, Emirates 122, fuel, 20 minutes. The instructor can also clear emergencies from aircrafts. And then you've got the threat class section. From here, the instructor can reclassify an aircraft: friendly, hostile, unknown, neutral. So if we keep our eyes on the Emirates 122 aircraft row and reclassify it to hostile, as you can see, it's symbolically altered to hostile. If we keep our eyes on Emirates 122 on the scope, the instructor can enable its jamming, as you can see, turn the jamming off, drop chaff, scramble GCI Viper intercepts onto that aircraft using the scramble button. Or launch a missile at that aircraft using the launch missile button. This shoots a missile from a SAM and gets the missile to intercept that hostile aircraft. And then you've got the sector controls. From here, the instructor can load up a scenario: Baltic intercept, hijack response, mass divert, Mayday engine fire, Nordo inbound, Cold War probe, and mixed ops. Each of these is designed to teach the operator a different skill. Baltic intercept, for example, covers the unknown contact detection and coordination GCI interceptors. The hijack response drills 7500 handling and priority sequencing. The mass divert forces prioritization under cascading fuel emergencies with a wind flip. The Mayday engine fire trains immediate approach clearance for single 7700. The Nordo inbound. This is a comms failure and light gun signaling. The Cold War probe. This is a multi-bandit intercept under electronic warfare. And then mixed ops, the final one, is deconflicting civil and military traffic through restricted airspace. The instructor can also change the wind direction and speed to change which runway is currently active. As you can see, runway 25 is currently active. Changing the wind makes 07 or runway 7 as the current active runway. And then underneath all this, you've got the federate layer. This, I've already gone into detail through the breakdown video, which will be linked in the top right, and its repo. The next tab is the cameras tab. From here, you have the overview. The instructor can zoom in and drag to move the camera. Next is the tower mode. This sets up a camera on top of the tower with a pan to rotate so that the instructor can see the sector from on top of the tower. And then you've got the chase camera. We'll target Speedbird 118 for now and click on chase. And as you can see, this camera mode has multiple angles. So if we launch a missile on one of these aircrafts, we can then chase the missile or view it through the chase angle. As you can see, the crash there is noted in the event log at the bottom left. And then you've got the approach camera. This shows the approach angle for the runway. And then you've got the operator's mode, which shows a recording or camera of the operator and what the operator sees. This, however, isn't functional in the single player instructor session, and I'll be showing this off shortly. And then you've got the manual. The manual shows the instructor a guide on how to operate exactly what you've seen so far. It's completely in station, and you can search specific keywords like DDS, for example. And then finally, you've got the AAR tab. This shows a full score report of the operator's performance. As you can see, score minus 400 and efficiency rating of 67%. You've got 2 landings, 2 emergencies, and 2 crashed. At the very bottom, you've got the session summary, the duration, the scenario mixed ups, which is the scenario that was loaded earlier, the amount of aircrafts in the sector currently, 10, and then the wind details as well. And then you've got the transcript. The transcript is a record of each line spoken during the session. This also includes a drop-down filter so that the instructor can easily scan what was said by who. And then finally, you've got the export AAR button. This exports the AAR document onto the project folder. Then you've got the end session button. This ends the session and prints out the operator score and also gives you the folder location of where the AAR report was exported to. So we'll now exit the main menu. Okay, so let's now head into the operator only session. And this is the VR operator station. As you can see, the tower cab around me. quite desolate. I think I'm the only one working today. And the golden hour at Wharton's EGNO here, which is
American 105. Situation deteriorating. Request priority.
BAE's systems back garden pretty much. So before I actually start vectoring any aircrafts, dealing with emergencies and intercepting bogies, I'll just explain the entire setup here. On the left, you've got the operator scope here, which is the distorted image that you saw from the instructor station. On the top left here, you've got the wind direction and speed. On the top right here, you've got the active runway. And then on the outskirts of the sector, you've got the heading rows. Then you have the air waypoints here. The runway in the middle, so active runway 25 is in gold or yellow. And then you've got the neutral one in white, so runway 7. And then each aircraft has its own data block, leader line, call sign, flight level, and heading. So that's the left monitor here. And then you've got the right monitor over here, which is the electronic strip monitor.
Mayday, 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 Speedbird 101. Cargo fire, request immediate landing.
The electronic monitor is, unlike this monitor on the left, the scope monitor, is interactive and touchscreen. On the very left here, you've got the classification threat of the aircraft. You've got the call sign of the aircraft.
102. Situation worsening fast. We need a runway now.
You've got the frequency that the aircraft is currently connected to, the emergency of the aircraft, the time until catastrophic failure, the flight level, and the heading of the aircraft. And then you've got these three rows of buttons here. First is T.
Speedbird 101. Classified hostile.
As you can see, I've just classified as a hostile. I can reclassify again.
105. Situation worsening fast. We need a runway now.
Speedbird 101. Classified friendly.
As you can see, I've just reclassified as a friendly.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. American 109. Landing gear failure. Request immediate landing.
Then you've got the I.
Squawk 7700. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
This interrogates the aircraft. And then you've got A. This acknowledges the emergency. So if we look at American 109,
Squawk 7700. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
Squawk 7700. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Squawk 7700. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Squawk 7700. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Lufthansa 102. We can't hold her. We're going down.
as you can see, that Mayday timer is about to reach catastrophic failure. I'll wait for that before I get onto the frequency buttons. I'll also just wait for that next one as well.
Mayday, 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 American 110, bird strike, lost both engines, request immediate landing.
Okay, for these frequency buttons now, each one is gated to a specific department. So you've got the tower frequency, you've got the approach frequency, you've got the emergency frequency, and you've got the guard frequency. Each one serves a different purpose. And then you've got the push to talk button here, the aircraft selection buttons here for next and previous, and the clear selection for the aircrafts. I'll now just restart the session and start vectoring the aircrafts in a new session. All right. So now that we're back into the VR operator session, and straight away we have 3 unknown aircrafts on the sector. So let's start off by interrogating those.
Squawk 7777, mode 3 hostile, NO emergency.
UNK001,
Just change that
classified
to
neutral.
hostile.
UNK001, classified hostile. Speedbird 103, classified hostile. Speedbird 103, classified friendly. Speedbird 103, classified unknown. Speedbird 103, classified neutral.
Squawk 7777, mode 3 hostile, NO emergency.
Squawk 7777, mode 3 hostile, NO emergency. UNK002, classified neutral. UNK002, classified hostile. Squawk 7777, mode 3 hostile, NO emergency.
Okay, so all 3 are hostiles.
UNK003, classified neutral. UNK003, classified hostile.
Alpha Flight Intercept Unknown 003.
Shadow UNK003, unable, not 7500.
Declare Unknown 003 hostile.
UNK001, say again classification.
Declare Unknown 003 hostile.
UNK003 showing hostile.
Alpha Flight Scramble Unknown 003.
Mayday, Mayday, Emirates 108, fuel emergency, request immediate landing.
Alpha Flight Scrambled. 3, ship inbound UK001.
Station calling, say again your call sign.
Declare Unknown 002 hostile.
UNK002 showing hostile.
Engage Bandit Unknown 002.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Speedbird 103, electrical failure. Request immediate landing.
Sam 01, engaging UNK002.
Intercept Unknown 003.
Tower, UNK003, say again for who?
Oops. Engage Unknown 003.
Viper 01, formation established on UNK001. Escorting heading.
So as you can see here on Unknown 001, you've got the GCI Vipers intercepting, and then for Unknown 003 and Unknown 002, we've got the 2 missiles heading straight for the intercept.
Emirates 108, fuel low, request priority.
And while I was busy with that, we've had 2 emergencies. Speedbird 108 and Speedbird 103 and Emirates 108 on the approach frequency. So the high priority is Emirates 108. Emirates 108, contact tower.
Contact tower, Emirates 108.
Emirates 108. Speed 212.
Station calling. Say again your call sign. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Oh no, no, no. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Lost contact. UNK003.
Speedbird 103. Situation deteriorating. Request priority.
Emirates 108. Set speed
State critical. Request
300.
vectors. Emirates 108 is on tower. Switch frequency.
Yeah. Emirates 108. Set speed 250.
Unable speed 250. Emirates 108.
Emirates 108. Set speed 200.
Unable speed 200. Emirates
Slow
108.
aircraft. Emirates 108. Fly heading 90.
Left heading 090. Emirates 108.
Unknown 002 still up. Engage unknown 002.
Emirates 108. Fuel exhausted any moment. We need runway.
SAM-01, gauging UNK002.
Emirates 108. Cleared ILS approach runway 25.
Cleared the approach. Emirates 108.
Speedbird 103 has a Mayday, and Lufthansa 101 and Emirates 106 are both on Nodo, so they'll fly the established comms failure route. So we need to focus on Speedbird 103. Speedbird 103, contact tower.
Speedbird 103. Situation worsening fast. We need a runway now. Contact tower. Speedbird 103.
Speedbird 103, fly heading 210.
Right heading 210. Speedbird 103.
Speedbird 103, descend altitude 10,000.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. We're going down. We're losing her. We're losing her.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Lost contact. UNK002.
Altitude 10,000. Speedbird 103.
Station calling. Say again.
Declare Air France 112 hostile.
Air France 112 showing hostile.
Station calling. Say again your call sign.
Alpha flight intercept Air France 112.
Speedbird 103. We can't hold her. We're going down.
Station calling. Say again your call sign.
Speedbird might go down here. 103. Alpha Flight Intercept Air France 112.
Alpha Flight Shadowing. 3. Ship tailing Air France 112.
Viper 06. Formation established on Air France 112. Shadowing heading 279.
Captain. Captain. We're going to
Yeah,
crash.
it went down. Fuck.
We're going to crash.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Lost contact. Speedbird 103.
Yeah, I've already cleared that for approach, I think. Air France 112 is currently being escorted out. What have we got here? Lufthansa 114. Approach.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. American 111. Landing gear failure. Request immediate landing.
Lufthansa 114, left heading 240.
Right heading 240, Lufthansa 114.
I'll just wait for this escort to finish and then I'll probably end the session there. And we can review how my performance did. We'll send a missile to this new hijacking of Lufthansa 104 as well, just so we can see what we should never do, which is launch a missile at a commercial airliner with civilians inside it just because it's been hijacked. Engage bogey DLH 104.
Sam 01. Say again target.
Engage bogey DLH 104.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Emirates 118. Fuel emergency. Request immediate landing.
Sam 01. Say again target.
Engage bogey Lufthansa 104.
Sam 01. Say again target.
Declare DLH 104 hostile.
Lufthansa 104 showing hostile.
Engage DLH 104.
American 111. Situation deteriorating. Request priority.
Sam 01, engaging Lufthansa 104.
I don't even think that'll make it there, so we'll just end the session here instead. Minus 1400. Yeah, that's a pretty good score. Alright. I've just pulled up my AAR from that session. And this is the after action report that the sim generated automatically when I ended the session. It's fully timestamped and everything is essentially captured. So the top line, 14 minutes, minus 1400 score. a phenomenal score. Really showcased my ATC experience and skills there. But 67% efficiency, which isn't actually too bad, but it's also not my best. But let me break down exactly why. So what went right? 4 landings. What went right? 4 landings. All 4 emergencies handled cleanly. 6 intercepts. 2 of them were 3 ship Viper escorts pushing bandits out of the sector and escorting them out through active jamming. And then, so I've got bonus points for handling the EW. And then 2 clean SAM kills on confirmed hostiles, unknown 002 and unknown 003. And now, for what went wrong. So I had 3 misidentifications. I classified civilian aircrafts as hostile, which the scoring system rightly pushes because this is a catastrophic problem in real life. Real ATC consequence, a wrong identification of a civilian in a life sector is potentially one of the most catastrophic errors that an ATC could make. And then we have one crash as well, Speedbird 103, which was declaring electrical failure while I was busy scrambling the Vipers on the hijack. And by the time I got back to him, he was gone. The captain calling out on the radio, "We're going to crash." So the sim gives you that dying over the radio audio, and it lands. And then the critical incident section drills down into each one of the 60-second comms window before the event, so you can see exactly what was happening around the crash and why you missed it. And then you've got the score breakdown. The operations column, the incidents column, it's all a real scoring model and not really a participation trophy. Then you have the full transcript, every pilot readback, every EW event, every intercept coordination call, every classification, each one timestamped. This is the file a training review board or an instructor would use to debrief a controller after a session. And as you saw, the whole thing exported as a markdown, so you can send it to whoever's reviewing you, or just archive it for a later use. Okay, so if we now dive into the combined session, this will be showing the operator and the instructor stations both in one PC or one machine, running as 2 processors. As you can see, 2 windows open up, the VR operator station and the instructor station. Let me just rearrange this so that we can get a better view of both. So as you can see, we've got the VR station and the operator station both working side by side on the same PC, the same station. So because I've already showcased the operator and the instructor both separately, I'll just be showcasing the propagation from one to the other mostly here. So if I click on, for example, an aircraft in the instructor station, if we go for Speedbird 101, and we inject a emergency of, let's say, 15 minutes. As you can see, the monitor on the right, the electronic strip monitor, now shows Speedbird 101 as a 15-minute timer emergency there as a mayday. So if we clear that from the instructor station now as well, as you can see on the strip, it's completely gone. If we also change the wind direction and the wind speed here,
Mayday, 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 Emirates
Mayday,
108,
Mayday,
fuel
Mayday,
emergency, Emirates
request
108
immediate
landing, fuel emergency, request immediate landing.
So we've got runway 7 active now from the instructor station. And if we look at the monitor on the left, you'll see that runway 7 is now active. And the wind details at the top left also have changed. So if we keep clearing those emergencies there, if we classify an aircraft as, for example, a hostile, Emirates 107. So this is reclassified as hostile, but because the real classification of the aircraft is hostile, the operator still has to classify that as a hostile. If we send a missile to it, for example, as you see on the strip there on the monitor on the right, MSI-1 has launched, and on the strip on the monitor on the left, it's now heading towards Emirates 107. We can also scramble GCI interceptors as well. As you can see, the 3 Vipers have also come up. And if we now clear the sector, as you can see, the sector is cleared. If we clear it and load up a scenario, you can see the scenario loading up on the operator's session as well.
Magic, unknown closing on.
And if we go on the replay and the instructor wants to show the operator different lessons or pinpoint different scenarios where what went wrong or how to improve, the operator sees exactly the live state of the replay. And then if the instructor also drops the chaff as well on the aircraft, on the left monitor, you'll see the ghost tracks painting the PRIs. And if you also enable the jamming, let me turn that on to Baltic Intercept.
Magic, new contact, east of the sector, in trail of Scandinavian, low altitude, no IFF, closing from behind.
So you'll now see that both aircrafts are labeled PRI on the left monitor.
25 miles. Recommend immediate intercept.
And now how about checkpoints? So if we save this as a checkpoint, so we'll name it Alpha for now and save that. And we'll now load that checkpoint up. Or we'll keep it there for a sec and we'll do some more stuff around the sector. Spawn some aircrafts. And now if we load it up, as you can see, the aircrafts and the monitor have the E-strip monitors populated back up with the aircrafts. But if we load this scenario back up, it puts the operator VR back into the scenario. And then finally, you've got the maximum aircrafts slider on the instructor station. If we put that as 20, you'll see the operator VR station populating with those 20 aircrafts. One thing that I did promise to show during the solo instructor session run was the cameras tab, the operator mode. So if we have the operator moving around, the instructor actually sees all this through that camera mode. So as you can see, the operator walks around, snaps their head, and all of this is being shown to the instructor. So if, for example, the operator goes back to the monitors and starts looking at the monitors, the instructor sees exactly what the operator is looking at. And then we end the session from the instructor station. And as you can see, the session completely ends on the operator station and backing out to the menu. Okay, so I've showcased the instructor session, the operator only session, and the combined session. I'll now be showcasing the multiplayer LAN connectivity. On my machine, which is 254, I'll be hosting as the VR operator. And on the second machine, I'll be joining from as an instructor with the join LAN button and typing in 254 to connect to my machine. And as you can see, the missile and everything still propagates through the LAN connectivity.
Mayday, Speedbird 107, fuel emergency, request immediate landing.
4 months ago, all of this was an empty Unreal project. And now? Well, now it's an entire ecosystem. A networked VR air traffic control and air defense simulator, real ATC phraseology, real radar, real weapons commit, Simulink flying every aircraft, another Simulink model detecting them, another one guiding the missiles. We have the DIS DDS HLA, all federating side by side, and cesium terrain streaming the actual airfield. And then we had LAN connectivity across 2 machines, and all of this completely solo from start to finish. Every video in the series broke down a different piece of it. This one was the payoff, proof that the entire ecosystem all plays as one single product. And so, yeah. Tower out.